Gaming Theory.
Hello, welcome to another Gaming Theory, and this is my pitch for a survival pack / canteen for Star Citizen. So, in the event you find yourself in an unfortunate situation, perhaps you crash land on a planet or are dumped out into the wilderness, for whatever the case, this is the ultimate survival pack that will see you through the worst of it. Okay, so before I dive in, I did a little bit of research to see how sci-fi survival utilities have been depicted in the past. In fact, I believe the first ever Graze box was from The Empire Strikes Back when Luke crashes on Dagobah. Dagobah, it's Dagobah, no, Dagobah, my apologies. Though I always... Dagobah, sorry, it's got me, guys. Though I always wondered on Earth... Alright, I'm messing up the joke. Damn it, right. Though I always wondered what on earth what was in this box. I mean, just look at the box. Dog treats, party sausages, packing foam, uppers, downers. I mean, it was a miracle he got off the planet. So instead of that, I went to go on to do something more based on MREs that the military use currently. Though also bringing into account that it had to be compact as possible to be stored securely in a cabin space of a spaceship. So this is what I came up with. This is a water canteen able to carry about 1.5 to 2 litres. CRD Systems is my make-believe company for the graphics' sake. Main colours and materials similar to the emergency boxes you see on finished ships. My initial idea was to have it as something that could fit in one of these boxes, though after some thought, if I could do it all again, I would do an entirely different design where it would fit into the box exactly, but I digress. So on rotating the canteen round to the back, you have the instructions of how to use it and some calorie information as well. Also on the top, a clip for attaching onto a part of your clothing or spacesuit, so you can attach it on your front or on the side of your waist or somewhere on the back. At the top, you've got a flip-up cap and an adjustable nozzle for drinking. What could be good is if you're in a space environment, you could have a cord that could hook up from the drink to your spacesuit, and that'd be able to deliver water. And where would you store the cord exactly? Well, underneath, I've done an inlet that was first meant for a belt to carry the canteen, though I realised this was pointless as you could potentially clip the canteen anywhere. A roll of rope seemed better suited as it has better crafting applications. Unfortunately though, as I came up with this cord concept a little bit too late, I wasn't able to change it round in time, but still, if you were in a more habitable environment, then you'd have no need for it, so it could double up as a rope. So that's the canteen, it's ready to go in case you crash your ship. I was also thinking what might be interesting is if your ship held an amount of water. I've heard mentions of this on other people's videos, which I think is interesting. So you crash and then you have access to a certain amount of water because you've got things like toilets and stuff, and of course they must run on something, unless it's that horrible blue chemical water, you know, you see in those Superloos. You wouldn't want to drink that, of course. But I think you should have access to some water. Maybe you access it through some kind of a module, or the water tank is a module itself you have to access to get the water. But if I talk about it any further, I'm probably going to be going into ship maintenance mechanics, which is something completely different. So moving on, we unscrew the top of the water canteen and take it off. And if we have a look inside, yet there is more content. As you can see, there's a strap attached to the top of something, so if we pull that something, we'll be lifting out another canister. So this is the part containing ration packs and utilities, and also has a clip at the back. So once you've filled up your canteen, you can clip this on right next to it. So looking at the canister in more detail, down the front you've got 3 rations, and at the bottom a compartment for utilities. As it's the future, all you have to do is press on those black pressure pads and the hatches will open. Inside the top 3 they hold this. A meal in a plastic cup sealed with a pull to rip foil. Similar to an airline meal, though more straightforward as it's a pot of stewed meat. For a selection, not that you can taste it, but nevertheless, the detailing is still important. If we open up the other 2 compartments, there is a small option to choose from. So there's pork, and because it's sci-fi, you've got some kind of form of stewed alien there. That probably, I don't know, probably tastes of chicken, I don't know. Also, if you're on a cold planet and your body temperature could really benefit from a hot meal, if we flip it over, you've got a chemical heat pad built into the pack. Like the heat process for current MREs, if you douse the heating pads in some water, that'll start the reaction to heat the ration. Lastly, we have utilities. For the bottom compartment, I split it into 4 sections of 4 different items. Unfortunately, that's as far I got, but I can imagine that each section would hold something different. A lighter, a water purification tablets, maybe a small cutting appliance, vitamins, and so on and so forth. I think that about covers everything. Final thoughts. After receiving some feedback from the fans of the game and getting a little bit more informed to what the devs plan to do with survival, it'll be a system based on eating for perks and preventing starvation. So it's the carrot than the stick, you could say. But still, water and rations could be stashed to give you that bonus if you have to cover large areas on foot, and that pretty much sums up the subject of eating. When it comes to the look of the models, I'll be honest, it's not my best work. The water canteen is okay, but the ration pack and the contents aren't to an acceptable standard. The yellow plastic doesn't look all that appealing for the inner canister. Perhaps if I changed it to brushed aluminium and added more detail, but I don't know, nah, it's not that good. I'd rather move on. Besides, I've got another design that's far superior, and I also need to train up on new software to get up to date. So my next video, I'm going to be using more sketched concepts to get across my points. And that's it for another episode. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and send me your thoughts in the comment box. Join me next week because I'm going to be discussing a tattoo system for Star Citizen. Till next time, peeps, all the best.